See here, these are my note cards. Hello everyone, my name is John Bauer, and today I want to take your time to talk to you about your kids, my future kids, the generation that's coming after us, that it's our job to pave a path for so that their lives may be easier and more successful. Today, I want to make you all more aware of this tool that we're passing it by every day that just fills the endless space that's around us that we just take for granted. What I'm talking about is music. And this music, scientists have proven over and over again, can have effects on us that are both mental, physical, can affect our health in many ways. It is my goal today to convince each and every one of you to make this music a bigger and larger part of your children's lives so that they may be more prepared for their own future. Now I want to take a step back. I want to talk to you guys about how music is around us every day, how we're passing it by, taking it for granted. Now, a college student in the UK wrote an article called A Life Without Music. And in this article, he makes statements such as how music is one of the purest forms of expression. Music is a clean slate. It allows us as individuals to place our own image over the top of it. It allows us to write our own stories over music, because music is just a clean slate of emotion. Now, when kids become teenagers, they look to music. They look at its verses. They look at the words within music, and they try to find things in that music that relates to themselves so that they can take that music and express themselves and try to convince others and try to convince themselves who they are as individuals. They look to music for that crutch. And with this music, they create their own identities. Now we can see this in examples such as those who grew up with country, or those who grew up going through a punk phase, or like what some would even label like an emo phase. This music they take and they categorize themselves and they make it as part of who they are as individuals. Now, as I said, music surrounds us every day. It surrounds us as we go to the supermarket, on our car radios. It surrounds us as we're in the supermarket, playing over the loudspeakers. We just take it for granted. When we're in our restaurants, it fills the holes in our conversations so we don't have to sit in silence. Now, this music that we're taking for granted, scientists have taken and tested it, whether it be the elderly, on our kids. They have proven over and over again that this music can be used as a tool to better us in our minds, our physical selves, and our mental selves. Now, Harvard's Men's Health Watch conducted a study, and from this study, they labeled something, a phenomenon that they call the Mozart effect. Now, within this study, they took two groups of children, about a middle school age, and they put them each in separate rooms for 10 minutes. In one room, they played calming sounds, such as the ocean, or birds. In the other room, they played 10 minutes of Mozart. And after each of their 10 minutes were up, those two groups went out and took the same identical test. And the group that listened to Mozart significantly and consistently always scored higher than those who would just listen to the ambient sounds. Now, another study mentioned on a website called Collective Evolution, which is a site that focuses on the natural phenomena that enhance our own cognitive abilities. They label a study that was conducted on a group of 4 to 6-year-olds. They took a group of 4 to 6-year-olds who were in the early stages of their education, and before they went into school for about a month, they coached them in basic music skills. They taught them about distinguishing different notes, taught them how to interpret beats, how music is structured and built, gave them a basic understanding. And when they went into school and scientists compared them to the rest of their classmates, those who had an understanding in music also had a significantly better understanding in the human language. They were able to go forth and understand words better, be able to interpret the words, and be able to explain to their teachers what the words meant above the rest of their peers. Now, another source, the U.S. News, brings light on an article that focused on those that were elderly, those who were anywhere from their 60s all the way into 83, who had a past in music, whether they played like an instrument in high school or college, or they went out and they had like a band in their garage with their classmates. These individuals who had a past in music had clearer minds. They were able to go and they took cognitive tests, and they were able to remember 40% more than those who didn't have a background in music. Another source, the scientist Richard Gray, who was a science correspondent, conducted a study, and it was a study that all of us on our own are aware of, that we're relaxed when in the presence of music. Music is proven to lower an individual's stress levels, and with these lower stress levels, they become an overall happier and healthier person. And lastly, a book labeled Music, Social Impacts, Health Benefits, and a Perspective. And this book built off of that perspective of music lowering stress. They went forth and they applied it to our sleep. And with that study, they were able to conclude that music, when played while people were trying to go to sleep, music allowed them to fall asleep faster, allowed them to stay asleep for longer, and allowed them to rise more awakened. And we as individuals know how important sleep is. And if we don't get a good night's sleep, we're not happy throughout our day and we're less productive. Now, I want you all to take this in conclusion. Remember, don't take for granted the music that's in our everyday lives. As you go into the supermarket, as you're sitting down with your friends, having that casual conversation, remember what music can do for us, what the scientists have proven over and over again, how music, when applied in the early stages of our life, can enhance who we are all the way to when we're older, give them sharper memory, where your kids can remember your face as they get older. This music is the foundation for a better future, and I just ask today that you leave here with a plan to make music a bigger part of your own children's lives. Thank you.